Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'll surrender it. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
Should probably not have my mic muted, shouldn't I? We's here. Fucking, we back, boys. We back, boys. It's been a long. I feel like it's been a month now, almost, since our last stream. But yeah, we here. I think I got multi-stream working, so we should have YouTube also up and all that. So yeah, everything should be all good to go. Let me do this so that way I can have YouTube up, at least for a little bit. So boom, that works out for me. All right. Yeah. All right. So, sorry, I got to get back into the swing of things. Gotta, like I said, been a month. So, we are getting into it. So, let me do this. I'm going to scroll down to our, looks like 450 times are not in yet. But 250 times are. So, we're going to fade to that real quick. That doesn't look right. Never mind, there we go. Just looked weird on my screen. So, LV was your fastest qualifier with a 2:07. How they're going that fast on 250s, I could not tell you. The best I got was a 2:07.7 on a 450. But I am also washed and have not played the game and probably about a year now. Last time I tried to qualify for anything was Hangtown of last year, so it has been a full year since I have tried to qualify for anything in this game. But you see the kind of big drop off. We got Brad, George Kirk, and we got Froxy, KSC, Aaron, HW, Murda, Ethan, Zaire, PW, Humbo, AJ, Venet, Valentine, Wolfslayer, Dennis, Herfy, Seahart, Colt, Nikki. Then we got Dark, Zvepi, Brocky, Remy, Eli Tomac. Hope he recovers and can finish the year. Sucks to see him always go down like that, but you know, gotta move on where we can. And then you got Nico, Ethan, Frank, Hayden Deegan, you know, it's going for it. Smiles, Mater, KHL, Redo, and RW. And then this is for Pro-Am riders, so I won't be streaming Pro-Am, but they're going to be hosting it for people that didn't make it. So people like Jam, Dylan, good thing I don't got to pronounce that name, RS, Theo, Eli, Flynn, Tricky, Spook, and Nat. And then, you see Rico down there who made a couple main events, same as Ollie Roy. So, stacked. I went and looked. 250 had 300, just like maybe like 5 over 300, so maybe 305 signups. And 450 had 200. So, we'll see if 450 is all good to go. Yep, it's going to be Cam, Neon, Jay Taylor, Boy, TJ, Callum, Linz, HM, RC, Trojan, Cleoxy, Chromesy, Dorian Merritt, Miggle, JS7, Hackon, Davey, Miles, Axel. Then we got Braden, Danny, Breezy, Robo, R-Web, Jonesy, Jams, Dominic, Moto, KC, Salty Boy, Dizzle made it. Heck yeah, Dizzle. Meeks, Jiro, Panda, and Oma. And the people that did not make it were Lorenzo, Alpha, Jamie, Pumbaa, Frederick, Chatty, Nick, Brearley, Strider, and T-Sick were your top 10 going into that Pro-Am race. So, it's all fun and games for people that made it. Now we got to see, what's all going on here. Now we're back to this screen. Then I guess I'll have some of this music playing. I don't know if you guys can hear it too well, but it'll be there. All right. All right, now I can refresh this. You guys can kind of, see, you'll probably scroll across the bottom. You'll see the format. We got 450 first moto. Then we will have, then I think second motos are going to be staggered. We're going to see how it plays out rest of the year. Me and Ryan were talking. I suggested maybe we do it just first round and last round, so since those are like the two big ones. So we'll just keep an eye on it. But like I said, this might not be an all, whatever it is. Could not tell you. Could not tell you how a 2 minute is possible. I don't know how they're running that fast. Yeah, that's probably the reason. But yeah, I don't know. LV's been insanely quick. He only has 5/10 on Brad, your defending champ. So, I mean, there's that. And then I'm in touch with Thomas for the overlay stuff. So we might have something that works where now we could show up, red plate holders on the leaderboard whenever that comes to that next week. I would just need to actually be in the lobby with the guys and all that, so. Yeah, let me do that, go to... Boom. All right. I had a bit of stuff sent to me. I got the Moto Academy gear. Don't have their bikes. I got Black Rifle stuff. Element, as usual. So, we got all that. Nice. I don't have the alerts up for like YouTube stuff. So you won't see like new subscriber and all that, but you see it for Twitch, so there's that. And I would have the YouTube chat being displayed in that little box there, but Twitch will, I think it's Twitch the one that will ban people if they have other platforms chats on there, so it's the main reason why anyone on YouTube or watching this back does not see it on there if they look at the scene chats in there. So we're just waiting for everyone to load in so that we can get this thing started. Let me... So they're starting in 3 minutes. I don't think I can control ads YouTube wise, but I can control them. Let me check. No, I can't control them YouTube wise, but I control them on Twitch, so I control when those go. That's about it. So if you guys get ads on YouTube, I'm sorry, you'll probably still get an ad in the middle of this thing on Twitch anyways, but just because of how long it is. Thank you guys for all the new follows. Hope to see more of you guys later. Yes, sir. What's up, Braden? What's up, Tharp? Cam, probably, honestly. Like, that's how it's kind of been. Just, yeah, I mean, yeah, Cam's the big one, so. Yeah, it should be starting now. Sure. Sure, Gary. If it's skins, I don't know if I'll be able to download them in time, but oh, go to the game. Um, okay, sure. I mean, I think we're done with whatever. Go. Don't know how many skins I got. Didn't get their bike, but to be fair, Aiden is on vacation, so. Damn. Yeah, I think 205 was cut off, so I think I was 2 seconds off. Yeah, because I ran at 207.7 earlier. Um, yeah, I saw that. Saw that two servers crash. Said they're putting them back up. 212. Yeah, I think my guy Ben, he had 207 maybe an 08. And I know Boxy had 207 as well on a 450 though. Ben was on a 250. I don't know what Transcend ran, but he was in there running laps. Oh. Yeah, the braking bumps, like, they're not. I wouldn't say they're bad because if you gotta kind of ride fast over them, and then the bike just treats it like loops, so it kind of keeps them more level. But that'd be like the only thing that you kind of got to do to fix that, and that's like a rider thing. Because second motos are staggered for this week. They're probably going to switch back next week. So I'm doing, so I could do 450, 250, 450 and alternate instead of, I don't know. So I'll be streaming 250 second moto to get like the overall on that, and then I'll be streaming 450 since, I don't know. 250s is more like spread out, and like 450s can get spread out, but there's like, you can get whatever it is. It's more like close together. More guys towards the speed, where 250s, like I said, you get like top 5 guys. So if 250s are still running by the end of this moto, I'm gonna hop in there anyways. So could see that. I don't know if there's a way to watch the first 250 moto, but I'll be in there for the second one. So I'll be able to get you guys like what the overall is and all that. But right now we're just gonna watch 450s and then join that later. We'll see if someone is streaming it on Twitch or somewhere. But gate is down for the 450 moto number 1, first one of the year. Looks like Cam absolutely sends Linz flying, and then Cleoxy is going to get the whole shot here to start the year off, but Cam into the early race lead with Dominic right behind him. Looks like Jay Taylor jumping on by all these guys by railing around the outside, but Cam scrubbing to stay low here and into the early lead on that Moto Academy machine. He's going to go around the outside. We'll see if he does this little triple line to the inside. He goes for it, gets it. Not as clean as he probably would have liked, but still good enough to get himself a big advantage over the rest of the field now. So kind of a carbon copy of, Supercross. He would kind of get these starts in the later half of the season and just start to check out on everyone. And it looks like he already has about a second on this P2 rider, which is TJ, who's moved up a bit past Dominic, Cleoxy, and then you got Callum. So Moto Academy showing out early here, trying to battle up front with, looks like HM sitting in that P5 spot with, looks like Olma P6 RC. Then we got Davey and Panda. First sighting of Panda. I think he tried to race some of Supercross towards the end of the year, but didn't have too many good results. So it's good to see him back. I think he's an ex-champion of this class. Could be NA, but no, he was one of the top guys in this game at one point. I think stepped away, but now we got TJ trying to get a move and make a pass on Dominic for that P2 spot, as these guys are already 4 seconds behind Cam. Outside for Dominic, looked a little quicker there, but Callum still right behind his teammate of TJ. Coming down at the inside here, gonna cross the doubles. A bit of dualies action right there for P2 between Dominic and TJ. TJ trying to scrub on by him. Backs out of it, thinks better. But Dominic makes a mistake, so TJ into that P2 spot. Oh, and then Dominic lands on him, moves him out of the way. Might lose 2 positions, does he? No, he does not. It's going to be Callum holding on strong here. Trying to stay ahead of his teammate, but looks like he's going inside, thinks better of it, and Callum takes the line. Oh, but Cleoxy gets into him. And down he went, and now Callum is looking to make a pass on Dominic, for that P2 position. As he misses the line, as they are now 7.8 seconds back of your leader of Cam. Through they go. Getting a nice scrub over this little triple here. Dominic offside of track. TJ is going to get by him into P3. He goes. It looks like HM trying to close on in to Dominic in that P5 spot to catch up to him to get P4. And maybe a shot at the Moto Academy boys, who are locking out this podium right now with the 1, 2, and P3 of Cam, Callum, and TJ. And then you got Dominic sitting right behind him still. HM close enough. And then David just a little bit back, and he has Dizzle for P7. They'll keep the momentum from the last round of Supercross, getting a P7 in that main event, looking to carry it on into outdoors with already a good start. TJ going full outside. Dominic looking down the inside. And railing they go, but Dominic slides out. Over the road he goes. You see a lot of these guys, I think that's the netcode from Pabosa's update. He reverted a little bit, so I think it fixed it. It's not back to where it was. I could be completely wrong, as it's been a minute, but it also is a lot of these guys are EU, and I am from NA, so that could also be affecting netcode just that tiny bit more. But it's already a 10-second lead for Cam, who's looking to pull away with this thing. Trying to get 3 championships in a row. He had the SMX of last year, and then he won Supercross this year, and now he's gunning for the MX title this year. And, oh, Callum hits the aerial track marker on the side, and over the bars he went. Known to have some soft collisions on there that they were talking about in the aerial chat. That should have a fix for NA, but wasn't able to get one out in time for EU. So now we're looking at Davey here, who for some reason on the timing scoring shows him on a KTM, but he's on a Yamaha. So keep an eye on that. Really hope I didn't get sent a model swap for the KTM by someone. But we will keep an eye as HM is now on that P3 over Davey. Looks like Dominic even fell a little bit far back with Callum there. Looks like we're going to get to watch a bit of this 251 because a lot of people are, leaving and joining back as Dizzle is trying to hold off Miles here for that P7 spot. Up the hill they go. So we'll see what Dizzle can do here if he could hold on. He's got Miles and RC just behind him. And then you got Boy of that Element FXR just that little ways behind. Oh, it looks like RC had a problem here before this big step up double. Think it's like a step up. It's a big tabletop. You saw it took him a while to reset there. They do have the reset delay on. We didn't see it in Supercross because little carnage with the tight tracks, but it was on for the GPs. And now we're having it on here in outdoors. So if you crash, you got about a 3-second delay before you can reset your bike. So people have a little more thought. And then obviously Paboso added in the legs off mechanic, where if you case something, over jump something, you will go down. So there are some slight ways around it by landing on your rear tire. It helps it just a tiny bit more, not kind of counteracts it, but you still will go down even if you do that on some really hard hitting jumps. We got Boy, Miles, and then you got Trojan here. And it looks like TJ is closing in on Cam. We're going to go up here and see if we could find them, but it is only a... These guys are far ahead. They got 10 seconds on Davey. TJ does at least, and he's only 4 seconds behind Cam. So there's a chance for a battle here in the lead. And then you see in the background the riders of, it looks like Davey, and then you got Callum of Moto Academy, who went down early out of that P3, and HM of ETO. So Callum trying to make a charge here. Get back into that P3 spot and have a Moto Academy 1, 2, 3 like it was earlier in this moto. Back down the hill through all the ruts here. There's a lot of guys. Here's mainly a one line for a lot of these guys, but there are some kind of a little bit of spreading out. But as always in every track, no matter how many lines you make as a track creator for P. Clay, phenomenal job on this track. Can never, there's always going to be that one line that's probably the fastest that most people are going to try and hit every lap. Still keep an eye on this battle for P3 with Callum. He does have a second of cuts. Oh, you see Davey doing a little checkup. He's going, I think, double and then using this to lip over this. Because most people are just kind of doing it as a tire tap onto that inside table. Still keeping an eye on this lead. Keeping an eye on that timing and scoring. It still shows 7 seconds between the two leaders. And you got this three-way battle here between Davey, Callum, and HM, who have not moved. And then you got Dizzle sitting in P6, about 10 seconds down from these guys trying to hold off Boy. Or he's actually, I think, ahead of him because of Boy's cuts. So we're going to go back there real quick. Actually, never mind. Looks like Callum going down the inside of Davies makes the pass on him and into that P3. You probably hear this throughout the year, but no matter how many times I read his name, I still call him Davies over Davey. So you'll probably hear that a lot this year. But Callum holding on. It looks like Davey had a mistake at the bottom of the hill. One of the worst places to have a tiny mistake. Luckily, he didn't go down, so he had a little bit of momentum to help him on through there. You see Boy just behind them. He has those 2 seconds of cut, so he's behind Dizzle on timing and scoring. And he has Miles still right behind him, trying to take away that spot. Miles does have those 2 seconds of cuts. So that is helping Dizzle out massively to keep this P6. So got to keep an eye on this battle here while watching timing and scoring. It looks like Davies, like I said, had that mistake, so he's down to P5. Just ahead of these guys. Looks like Boy is far enough ahead of Dizzle to now have that P6 spot. We just got to be smooth here. One of the few that doesn't have cuts still. As you see Trojan and Linz battling just behind them. Trojan P9, Linz P10. Looks like Boy had a mistake. Now it's a 5-rider battle here for P6 with Dizzle leading the way. Miles goes down. Somehow Boy does not go down. I think the net code saved him a tiny bit there. See Dizzle try to do a little double line, and that cost him big time as now Linz jumps by all of them, makes a mistake trying to go down the inside. But Dizzle trying to do his normal line, probably got a little flustered, had Boy down the inside of him, and the mistake cost him 3 positions. So now he is behind Linz, who is following in pursuit of Trojan and Boy for that P6 position. Looks like TJ fell all the way down to P5. I don't know if that's a timing error or not. I got to go up and find him. He is dropping down the order. I think he might have missed a timing gate somewhere, because he's not doing anywhere. Let's see. So here's Cam. Looks like TJ's not anywhere. I think he might have had a game crash or something, or he's lagging really bad, because I don't see him anywhere. Not even on the track map that I have on my screen. So I think we might have lost TJ out of a P2 spot. So this moves all these guys up just 1 spot. And we got to wait and see if he will join back in, if it's an internet problem or if it was a game crash that caused it for him. But we're keeping an eye on Dizzle here, who is P8 on track. He has Dominic, Linz, and Miles behind him battling for, looks like, a P8. Looks like Tyler just typed in the ARL Discord. It was, in fact, a game crash that caused it for him. So you hate to see that. As Lynn scrubbing down the right-hand side next to Dominic, trying to make the pass. A little dualies action for both of them. Oh, once again over the finish line. What a cross jump from Dominic. See if Linz can get by him now. And Dominic mistakes, so Linz does, in fact, get by him. So here they come into this little switchback area at the beginning of the lap. Let me do something real quick. Go. But Lynn's closing in on Dizzle, trying to go around the outside. Ultimate unk battle right here between the two old mans. Dizzle taking outside, Lynn's taking inside. See who gets a better drive through the rollers here. Looks like Lynn's gets it done. And that is a pass into P7. And then you go up there. We got Boy behind it. Looks like Trojan now. So Troy is all the way up to P5 with Boy in P6. We still got Davey in P4 behind HM and Callum. So Callum promoted up to a P2 after TJ's game crash. And go back a ways. You got HM here. And then Davey in that P4 spot. And then just back ways, you should have Trojan here, P5. It's going to be a P6 for Boy. As it stands right now, P7 is going to go to Lynn's. It's going to be a P. Looks like 8 is Miles, but he still has some cuts over Dizzle. So this is a battle for Dizzle to still be ahead of him. In P8, around the outside, we're going to keep an eye on this real quick. And go back to that battle that's just a little bit behind him. Looks like Miles has him, so that might be a P8 for Miles. He pulls just a little bit ahead if he can, and then a P9 for Dizzle. 10th is going to be Dominic. And you have RC, Chromesy, Robo, Axel, and Cleoxy going all the way back to a P15. So P10 to P15 is that group right there. And then you got JS7 in that 16th spot. 17th is going to be Hackon. Let's see the return of him. 18th for Dorian Merritt. 19th is going to be Neon. First time we've seen him. He had a win this year. So 19th for Neon. A 20th for Miggle. And then a 21st. Ooh, sorry. 20th is now Dorian Merritt, who is down back there. And 21st, I think, final point is going to go to R. Webb as it stands right now. And he has Braden of Moto Academy and Panda right behind him. Got all that. And then we go over here to the finish line. And here's Cam. Almost a full lap behind a points rider. Keeping it smooth here. 20, it looks like 24 seconds ahead of the lead. Just Callum, who is just now about to cross the finish line. Oh, there it is. So it's up to 25. And then you got HM right behind him, so he has no cuts. So he's keeping it close with Callum to get a P2 here with 13 minutes remaining in this 450 Moto number 1. These guys gotta be careful on this jump. If they case it too much, they will get that legs off. See Davey making it clearly, but how consistent these guys are, it's going to be very rare that they're going to case that. So you see Boyd just behind Trojan in that P6 spot. So it looks like HM and Davey are the only two without any cuts right now. And then you got Panda in 21st, who also doesn't have any. We're going to keep an eye on Trojan here. For that little bit, and then we're going to go back and see Lynn's here. Coming on through the rollers in that P7 spot. Like I said, P8 was going to be Miles after he made the pass on Dizzle. But he does have 2 more seconds cuts than Dizzle, who is in P9. Now, Dizzle, who doesn't really like Paul in this game, he's doing pretty well. Gonna head back a little bit ways. Try to show off some of these guys that are in the back. And JS7, who's been up front a couple times. Kind of weird seeing him back here. But just keeping an eye on this battle. They're all kind of in line here. Oh, looks like Axel had a time mistake. So GS7 is gonna got by Axel, and now he has Robo and RC, and then he has Dizzle in that P9 position. But RC has those 5 seconds of cuts, and then Robo has 1 along with Dizzle's 1. Ooh, hold on, Dizzle. Started looping it out on that. Now we'll see if RC can get by him here. Because he does have all those cuts, so I don't think it's much of a worry for Dizzle if he does. But then he's got JS7 and Robo right behind him. Outside for Dizzle, kind of middle for Robo and JS7 that fades out. And now Dizzle's right in the middle of this pack here. Looks like JS7 looking down the inside of Robo. See if he can make the pass. Still on the left-hand side. Oh, and Dizzle goes down at the bottom of the hill, and he takes Robo down with him. Neon's going to get by. Looks like Chromesy might get by. Dizzle tried to get going, looped his Larry. Now he's going to have another 3 seconds to wait. Might as well just push the bike up. Look at Robo. Oh, and down he goes. Dizzle went down to the bottom, and now he's going to reset. Get up the hill. We'll see if he can. Got a little squirrely, but gets going. And Robo is still going to stay behind him. While we're looking at that carnage, looks like HM got into the P3 or sorry P2 position. See Cam who's lapping up? He's lapping Ulma. But there is HM ahead of Callum. So Callum has those 3 seconds compared to HM's none. You see Troy slowly moving up. He's about 5 seconds back from these guys and has 2 seconds of cuts. Looks like Cam had a problem. Might have been with that lapper, or might have been just on his own, but it's down to 9 seconds for HM here. So we're going to see if he can hold on to it ahead of Callum. Up the hill they go. Callum's keeping it close, but he has those 3 seconds. So he's got to pass him and leave him by 3 seconds to hold on to this P2. And if these guys goes down, Troy will be right there behind him. Come to stream Azzy. Keep an eye on this battle of Callum. See if he could have anything for HM. He got into that P2, held on to it for a long time, and then just now lost it around the 10-minute mark. Looks like Cam has pulled it back out to 12 seconds, so he gained 3 seconds that lap. And then here's Troy just that little bit in the background of him. On that G Fuel SPX machine. As it looks like Callum down the inside of HM who makes a mistake, tries to jump, jumps over him. Now he's on the left-hand side with Callum down the inside. Can he make the pass side by side in the first corner? Through the whole shot they go. Callum cuts off the line. Into P2 he goes. HM's cutting up the inside. Could not close the door quick enough. But Callum cases onto the Dragon's back, pulled a Max Anstey right then and there, and down he goes. So Trojan into that P2 position, and now he has a chance, or sorry, P3, now has a chance to get up into P2 by catching up to HM here. over that tabletop they go. We'll see if Trojan has enough time. He's got 6 minutes plus 2 laps to catch up to HM and make a pass. And then he has to leave him by 2 seconds to get that P2 finishing position in Moto number 1 of the year. As, ooh, looks like Olma down there. They're able to get by him. And HM is down on the outside, so Trojan into P2 just like that, and that might be enough for 2 seconds of a gap. Just gotta wait and see. As yes, it is. So Trojan into P2 over HM. And then Callum still sitting in P3. But with his cuts, he's all the way back to Davey, who has Boy right on him of his teammate. Yes, they are running it with the new OG overjump crash. And they have a reset delay on as well. So you crash, you got to wait, I think, 3 seconds to get back on the bike, pretty much. Oh, as down goes Boy right there. He's in the line of Linz, but luckily his bike moves out of the way. Linz still avoids him. And I think that is up to P6 for Linz now. Linz still hitting that alternate double and then kind of a triple line there. And then going far outside to Olma's inside, who is a lapper. Around the outside he goes. Looks like someone's down up here. Who is it? It's Callum. So that might be a P5 for Linz, as I think he's within a second now. So they're going to cross the timing gate here soon, and it's going to push Linz up into that P5 around this turn. There it is. So up to P5 goes Linz off of cuts after being buried in the pack. Down the inside he goes on Callum. Down the left-hand side, makes the pass cleanly into P5. He goes on track and on timing and scoring. Through the rollers, he sees Davey just up ahead. Up there he goes. Looks like we lost Callum. Don't know where he crashed. Sometime between those rollers when I was not paying attention. But you see Boy, and then that is Il Lapper of Jira. But Linz has a shot at a P4. He's got to pass Davey and then beat him by 2 seconds. And I think at that point he'd be close to getting up into P3. But Davey looks to be struggling here. 30 minutes is a long time, especially if you're like in that top 10 range. You're there and you're just waiting for it to go by, and then you're like, oh wait, I still got 10 minutes. So then you're just riding your race, trying to make it go by, and every time you look at the clock, it goes by slower and slower. But Davey down just like that. So that is a P4 for Linz. So just like that, Linz starting off season pretty good, a P4. For the first moto, if he could hold on here, maybe even a shot at a P3 if he catches up to HM, who's just that little bit up the road from him. He's got, looks like 9 seconds to catch up to him. So about 7 on the actual track, but he's got to gain 9 seconds on HM to pass him and then have that P3 because of cuts. And then if we go up the ways, Trojan, he's going to be coming up the hill here. So there he goes, holding on to a solid P2. Great. LV is streaming his POV of 250s, but I would join 250s once this moto is over. And then I'll watch 250 Moto 2, then we'll do 450 Moto 2. We'll probably get the end of 250 Moto 1 because they had a bit of a delay. So, but I think LVMXB is his channel name, where you could watch his POV at least of the 250 Moto 1. As HM is trying to keep it close. So there's 40 seconds, so about 3 laps to go here for these guys. As Cam is all the way, ooh, missed him. All the way up here. Does he still go for it? No, he backs down. Not taking any risks. So I'm guessing that's probably where he lost a bunch of time in that middle of that race. Then you go back, you see Moto 910 of a lapper, Jonesy of a lapper. Then you see Troich in a P2. Going through the timing gate here. Then you got HM of P3. You got Linz in that P4 position. It's 8 seconds, so now he's got to only gain 6, but 1 second a lap. Don't know if it's doable unless there's a mistake from HM to get that P3 in Moto number 1. Chano Linz is not happy that we're staggering the second moto, so he has to wait the probably 40 minutes. But time has expired, so now we got 2 laps left to go. Once they cross the line, it'll be 2 laps to go, which it looks like Cam is crossing the line. So 2 to go here for Cam. You see him all the way up there. So 2 laps left in this first moto of the 450 class. It's Trojan getting by the lappers. And you see HM just a little bit behind him, too far to make up on Trojan's 2 seconds of cuts. Oh, and that is axle down, so just a little bit of ways. Pop that up. See Trojan's last lap time versus best, about a 3-second difference. And then we go to, oh my god, I don't want this camera. MX Bikes, you're dog shit. There we go, back to normal. Well, you guys got to see that I was worrying about the cameras because for some reason MX Bikes swaps over whenever you click, so. Trying to have that little thing pop up on the bottom for you guys, but I gotta click on the rider, and then it sometimes changes cameras like that to a camera that doesn't work in MX Bikes. So hells yeah. But we'll see if HM can close in. Still 6 seconds ahead of Linz, which makes it 4, but I think it's a little bigger now after Linz's mistake. Yep, it is a little bigger. So this is really the only battle with about a lap and a half left to go. Down at the bottom of the hill, gonna go up the steep one. Let's see, where is Trojan? He's just ahead of these 2 lappers as Moto 910 down right in the same route as HM, who's able to avoid him. Don't think he's losing too much time. I don't think he is close enough to make it happen. I'm pretty sure Cam is on to the final lap now. We'll see these guys catch up and be on it here soon. This looks like Jonesy having a little bit of a problem there. It's HM trying to get around him. But down the inside, Trojan onto the final lap he goes. See the white flag, the flagger. I'm getting that cleanly. Oh, but down he goes over the bars. Linz, I don't think is quick enough, but there's the reset, and here comes Linz. So it's kind of close, but I don't think there's enough time for Linz to make anything happen unless we have another mistake out of HM. Oh, and there's the other mistake. So P3 for Linz, as HM isn't going to get going quick enough. So somehow this is going to be a P3 for him. See Jonesy the lapper. If he gets out of the way. So Linz is going to get a P3. A Trojan is going to get a P2. And Cam is going to win this thing. Feel like TJ probably could have got a P2, but unfortunately that game crash did cost him big time for a good shot at points. So just like I think Supercross, he's going to start off missing around. Might not have been Supercross, might have been something else, but he's going to start off by missing a moto in the outdoor season. Luckily, he's got 21 more if he's able to make all of them. But we're going to go to this side of the track where we see Cam, who's led start to finish. I think second off the whole shot, got in the lead early, but to start the year off, he's going to continue the speed that he had in Supercross. He's going to keep the momentum, and winning the first moto of the year for the 40 class is going to be Cam of Moto Academy, getting it done. Going to be your red plate holder. Well, never mind, we still got another moto. And he lapped all the way up to P21, so he has lapped into the points. You see Jams coming across. Going back to P2, it is going to be Trojan. A solid P2 effort for him. He climbed through the pack. I think he was 10th maybe off the start. Probably lower. Linz, even worse start. Gets his all the way up to P3, so good way to start the year for him. And you go all the way back to HM, who fell so far down. He has Callum right behind him, but Callum has so many cuts that it unfortunately is not going to be a chance to beat him even if he passes him here. So HM with a P4. It's going to be a P5 for Callum. It's going to be a P6 for Boy, it looks like. And Neon climbed all the way up to P7. Davey might have him, but I think he just got some cuts there. So it's a P8 for Davey after going no cuts all race, getting 2 right at the end in this last section. It's going to be a P9 for Cleoxy. It's going to make it a P10 for Miles. Yeah, Ken Ghost. P11 for Braden. P10 for Dominic, who's up front early. Chromesy right behind him. And then you got Panned up here in P14. 15th for, looks like, JS7. Or Hackon, maybe. Hackon P15, JS7, 16th. Dizzle, 17th. 18th for Axel. 19th for Breezy. And it's going to be a 20th for Dorian Merritt, as you see them just right here. They might swap places, but I'm going to go join the 250 lobby real quick. So I'm going to go to this screen for you guys. This is just at the end of the 250 moto. I'm gonna keep an eye here. Do that on Froxy. Alright, so we're gonna just commentate the end of this. Looks like Froxy is leading the whole thing. And then you got... Looks like Aaron is in P2. My god, of course somebody gave me a fucking Yamaha Moto Swap on the 250 as well. Love to see it. Alright. I'll be deleting both of those, so I'll have to restart my game after this one. Got Aaron of Nova sitting in P3. I think George Kirk is Aqua. Then you got LV, Murda, who was your West champion, Brad, who was your East champion in Supercross. But I think there's just 2 laps left to go. But Froxy's not having cuts. Ooh, look at that. Oh, and there goes the lapper. You see Waffler, where's he at? Oh, he's a lap down. So Aaron trying to get by him. He's got by Plix. Still sitting in P2. So you gotta figure out who is. Because I downloaded 8W's new stuffs. Or not new stuff. It was like one of the last things I checked. So someone... I'll have to figure that out. But 9 seconds remaining. 2 laps to go, I think. Or maybe coming up to the white flag. It looks like Froxy just up there. Yep. Froxy just taken the white flag. Over Aaron. Who overjumps and down he goes. Never mind, it was finish line. Joined a little late, so we got the last 2 laps. But I gotta go delete, I guess, a mono swap. Because instead of just running the Yamaha, somebody wanted to run it on the KTM, on the 450 class. And then for some reason just did it on the 250s as well. So that's awesome. That's cool. Oh my god, they fucking put it on the Husky too. God damn. One time I gotta check all of them. Okay, somebody send me model swap. I'm not happy because now I gotta look through all my damn folders. Make sure no idiot. Okay. Now we should be good. But I've got to reset my game. So there's that. I'm pretty sure for future races we're gonna not do staggered Moto 2s, so See, I told Ryan if he doesn't mind, he could just, if he prefers it to go by quicker, he could just not stagger him, but all right, guys, we're gonna 250s or 450s because we're changing to not staggered. All right, bet. All right, we're watching 250s then. Since we did watch 450s. Next week I'm gonna do 250 first and then 450s. I think I'll be alternating each week, so. All right, we got 5-6 minutes maybe till 250 starts. So. Duh, I thought you were getting a top 10, Dizzle. You were there for like 20 minutes. I was like, damn. Top 10 in Soupy and then outdoors? Back-to-back rounds? Yeah, no, I was shocked. I was like, damn, Dizzle at Paula doing good. It's a first. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. I think you just I don't know, it was one of those where you're like in a hurry to get going that if you would have turned around, obviously you wouldn't have lost as much time, but yeah, if you would have turned around in the first place you wouldn't, but about 3 minutes. 2v starts about 3 minutes. Yeah, just gotta run it for the second half as well, Dizzle. You gotta get a number lower than 47 this year. You probably already have enough points for that, but damn. How? I felt like you were in like I felt like you only missed like 2 mains this year. Damn. Thought you made more than that. Mm. I don't. I feel like you should be able to purchase it whenever. Like I could have purchased it 2 weeks ago. I think whenever they dropped it. If you're trying to buy it right now, I honestly think the website is just a little bit slow because there's 500 people signed up for quali, so that's like at least 500 people going to hit refresh on the website, and that kills it. I saw Nico send a picture of like the CPU usage was fucking high as hell. So, yeah, so it's probably why. It's just if you're trying to buy it right now, I think it's just because the website's being a little slow. Trying to buy anything on shop on race day is like the worst decision. Yeah, I didn't think it would take this long, man. We're an hour, almost an hour and a half in, and we've only completed one moto. Quali started 2 hours ago. Over 2 hours ago. Who's this guy? It's on Nova. Nope, that's Aaron. Oh, thank fuck. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, you got time. Alright, 250s. 250s, boys. 250s. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Alright. Alright. Alright, here we go. So let's see. We got... Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, well, we had to start going, boys. Alright, let's see. See if we could actually start this moto for the final one of the night. It's going to be the 250 class, 250 Moto 1. I should probably change the overlay and not be an idiot. There we go. Gates down. So he gets a good drive. It looks like Aaron, maybe Froxy. It's going to be LV getting the whole shot here in the second moto of the 250 class. Looking down the inside is KSC. HW is up here as well. But LV into the race lead. You got KSC trying to go on George. With HW on the left-hand side, Murder on the right-hand side for AO. And we got another one. Woo. Go to the gate. I swear to God, I'm watching it until I hear that Spike leaves this pit. Do it. Do it. Come on. One more person. There you go. Whoa. No, oh, never mind. Come on. Last person. Oh, there we go. Not that hard, guys. God damn. But it makes it so damn difficult. Alright. We're going to try this one more time. Revs are up. Gates getting ready to drop here with LV and Brad on the inside. Gates finally down. We're going to try this one more time. HW gets a good start. Looks like KFC launches outside. LV is up the inside, so he's going to get the whole shot here. Once again, Froxy just behind him with KFC and HW. Almost carbon copy of the first one, but Brad and Froxy are up here now. Brad Case is trying to send it on the first lap, and down he goes all the way down to the back of the pack with AJ sitting near in P4 ahead of Froxy. Murder down the right-hand side. Almost a carbon copy of the front instead of George. It is Froxy up here now, with LV leading the way. Froxy trying to go 1-1 on the day, and it looks like George went second in the first moto, is not up here. Then you have HW, KFC. Let's see if these guys can catch up. I don't know where LV finished the first moto. I think Brad got around 5th. But still LV leading with HW and KFC trying to fight their way through P2 finish. Looks like Froxy in that P5 spot right behind AJ, who's P4. Then you got Nikki In P6, Murda, Zaire. I could if I remembered, but my brain forgot because I had to delete a bunch of model swaps somebody sent me for the KTMs. I know Froxy won. I think George Kirk got P2, and then that's about all I can remember, unfortunately. Probably pull it up here eventually. But LV leading the way over KFC, and then you got HW behind him. These two still battling it out for a P2 position. Aaron, oh yeah, that's right. Aaron got P2. I think it was George Kirk 3. Like I said, I remember. I think it's, I got the finishing order on the stream somewhere, so if you go back a little bit, you might be able to find it. So to join before the last moto finished. But HW holding on strong here. In P3, he was closer to KFC, but KFC pulled away, and now he's trying to make a move on LV for the lead here. On that SKR machine, looking to go around the outside, cuts back under, go to the far inside. Not close enough to make anything happen. Sent it in that first corner. Is he going to go outside? Nope, he's going to go middle. Misses the rut. He might have got it. Might have been just netcode that showed that he didn't. But KFC trying to make some moves here in that P1 spot. Sends it here into some of the switchbacks. Staying on the left-hand side here to go inside. They go scrubbing, staying lower. Now he's right on that rear fender of LV. Go over this triple. LV kind of cased a tiny bit. KC going to go outside, see if he could rail into the rollers, get a good drive. We're staying on close with him. I think it's Aqua, but I could be wrong. It'd be a lot easier if he actually just kept his name, but you know. People like making my life hard, I guess. So, railing the outside rut. Getting onto the step up. Looking down the inside. A kind of mistake from KFC. Lost some time there. Back down the hill. Good thing to keep note of if Ryan or Nico or any of them are watching the stream. I know Nico can kind of pull up who's all doing what and who all bought it and shit. But LV still leading. It's still close with KFC right behind him. Remember, KFC was battling with Brad for that East Coast Championship. Wasn't able to win it. He's able to get the line. The 4th you guys were doing. He closes right in on LV. Same spot as last lap. But still not close enough to make a pass. But he's keeping it close here. Staying down the right-hand side. Over the table. I kind of miss the old layout Apollo, where after that table you kind of hook right and then just hit a big old booter right there. Feel like that made the track just a little bit more iconic. That might just be me. So they made this the new booter, which I think was there beforehand. To the Royals, HW keeping it close here. Up the hill they go. So it's just those guys, 1, 2, 3 of LV, KFC, and HW. Then you got Murda, Nikki, Zaire up here on Aspect now instead of, looks like Nova. On that 19 machine. And you got Humbo. Then you see Brad, your defending champ. Then you got Froxy. And Redo. So Froxy, your Moto 1 winner over Aaron, which we have not seen Aaron yet. He's down in, looks like 14th. And it looks like KFC had a mistake because HW is up into that P2 position. Unless that happened while I was watching and I just completely zoned out there. I've noticed I do that a lot when commentating these races. Like, I'll be commentating, but I'll also be kind of zoned out on it. So, like, I'll see something happen, and then I'll commentate on it later and be like, oh, that's already happened on camera. But HW trying to catch up to LV here. Oh, but tucks the front end here, going into the mechanics area in case he's going to make the pass on him. Looks like Murda might have a shot too. He does down the inside, and through he goes into that P3 position. Oh, but HW shoves him out the way. And Zaire keeping it close with Brad getting past Humbo there. Gotta wait. See what Brad can do here right behind these guys. He's the #1 for a reason. Won last year. I think he won SMX as well. So, and then he also won the Supercross title, make it 3 titles in a row in this 250 class. We'll see if he could make it 4 in a row. But that Moto one, it wasn't too bad as a P5. Probably not where he wanted to be after winning that title, but holding on strong up the hill they go. Going back down the first part of the hill. He has 2 riders in front of him, both Murda and Zaire. He raced Zaire a lot in that East Coast Championship, and Murda obviously won the West Coast. Mainly due to Ken's being absent, but still, it's close enough to make it happen. Ken's was still undefeated in all the rounds that he raced, so still had that going for him. Looking down the inside is Brad. We'll see if he can make a move on Zaire. He does. Probably racing in real life, I would assume. But Murda just up ahead. Or out living life like he was. Which was the reason why he didn't race the final couple rounds of Supercross. Was he's out having a life, touching grass, unlike the rest of us. Still coming on Brad, who's right behind Murda for that P5 spot. Brad has the second of cuts. So Zaire is close. And alright, imagine touching the grass. Oof. Couldn't be me, man. All I do is wake up, go to work, come home, sit on my computer, commentate, and that's about all I do. Brad holding on strong. Casey has a second of cuts, and LV has pulled it out to about 5 seconds now. All right, let me do this. If I can find my mouse, and then we're gonna do that so that I could pull up the results. So we're gonna keep an eye on Brad here through the TV cameras. Please let me find it. Please let me find it. Oh, looks like HW is down at a P3, so that is Murda and Brad are going to get right on by him. And looks like Casey got ahead of him some point, I think. Dude, I'm so forgetful. I'm telling you. Like, I forget what I have for breakfast, dude. It's so bad. But yeah, let me rewind my thing, see if I could find it. Nope. But Brad's still holding on strong, trying to get into that P3 position. As he's looking down the inside of Murda, couldn't make anything happen from it. But he definitely tried. And down he goes in the mechanics area, looking just like HW. As there he goes right on by him into that P4 position. Okay, looks like Zaire had a mistake, so he was too far back of him. All right. Nope. Sorry, can't turn. Gotta. Boom. All right. Yes, and then go to good. All right. Now I should be good. You guys hopefully don't see that. Should be good for overall now. Thankfully, I have that all set up. All right. So now we're going to go back on Brad. We're going to kind of look forward at HW, and actually we're going to go up to LV as KFC is ahead of him now. Yeah, I just caught it on timing score and was going to go up to it, but it looks like we weren't there in time as LV might have dropped it, took the friend or something, but down he went. So KFC into the lead. He has that second to cut, so LV just has to be within that second. Looks like he's off the track again, so he might get some more cuts. All right, so now that I got the finishing results pulled up, looks like LV got P4. So yeah, it was Froxy, Aaron, George, LV, Murda, Brad, KFC, Dennis, HW, and Redo were your top 10. So LV and KFC, looks like I think LV would still have the overall here. Yeah, because Froxy and Aaron and George were the only three to finish ahead of him, and they are nowhere to be found. George is in 19th, Aaron is in 16th, and Froxy is in 8th. So LV's got to keep it close. It looks like KFC did get 2 seconds of cuts. Keep an eye on that timing and scoring. I'm going to go back to where there is some battling. It looks like Murda made a mistake, so now Brad is going to be right on him for that P3 spot with HW right behind him. Down the inside looks to be Brad. Murda, he's cutting it close there. If he cases that just a tiny bit more, he's getting a legs off crash. And HW keeping the low side on the right side of this track. Trying to get by his teammate. Side by side, looking down the inside, makes a scrub on by him, trying to get past Murda now. Gets into the back, and we'll see if Brad can get a drive down the right-hand side. Nobody's scrubbing because they need all they can get, but oh, what a cross jump from HW and takes down Brad. Brad and nowhere could go, and HW just came across like it was nothing, took him down and made a tiny mistake there. So Zaire's going to get by him. Humbo's going to get by Brad, and Brad's going to fall down to P7 from that P4 position. But Murda's still in P3, so I think this is going to be a P2 overall for Murda if he could hang on here. Maybe not. He only beat KFC by 2 points, and KFC's going to beat him by 5. So it might be an LV, KFC, and Murda 1, 2, 3. We're just going to keep an eye on this. We've still got 15 minutes to go here. Oh my God, HW, what a line, buddy. He did get suspended a week in Supercross for cutting. So he's got to, keep an eye on that. He's definitely one to just not let off whenever he gets off the track. You got Zaire up to P4 because he has HW off of cuts. He was 11th in the first moto, so an 11-4 on the day. I think I see Dizzle having some problems because I see what looks like his profile picture in the aerial pits. I'm going to keep an eye on these guys. Damn. Looks like Dizzle left his PC literally as the announcement came out that we are not staggering tonight. But back to the racing action here today. Still KFC your leader over LV, and then Murda in P3 with HW right behind him, who's down in 6th because of cuts, but is battling for P3 on track with Zaire right behind him, who has 1 second of cuts. HW looking to close the door, not far enough ahead to do it, but he gets around him on the outside. Murda sitting tight right behind him. Oh, they might have gotten into each other. But HW is ahead of him on track, not on timing and scoring. So Murda and Zaire are technically battling for that P2, and then Humbo. Haven't heard of him much, but here he comes on that 720 machine. A strong ride in P6. It doesn't look like he got 16th in that first moto. So 16.6 is going to be a solid ride for first moto of the year, first race of the year. Still keeping an eye on Zaire and all them. Let's go up. I think this is LV, who's closed in on KFC. I saw that at the corner of my eye. So he now has the lead on timing and scoring. Gonna see if he could catch him and beat him. But he's close enough to have the lead on timing and scoring. So he doesn't have to pass him. I don't know if LV has like a standings on his HUD or anything, or has any HUD on. Ooh, it might be too. It could be. That could be 3 palms. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know who. Be nice if they just ran their normal name, but it's too hard for some people, I guess. With LV still holding on for the lead here, keeping it close. They got a 20-second gap to Murda, who is in P3. Looks like Mater as a lapper. Kind of getting in the way of LV there. All right. Yep. Just don't move out the way. You know, it's real great. Let's just get in the leader's way. That's a smart thing to do. Now through the rows to go. I think he might still be close enough to hold on to it. Looks like Brad is falling more and more down the order. Down, looks like to 13th now. Which I think that is one big group from, I think, 8th all the way down to 13th. But it looks like KFC's pulled far enough ahead to where he's ahead of LV now. And we're going to go back to Murda. There's HW and Murda, but obviously HW has a crap ton of cuts. Where even is he on this? I don't see HW on the leaderboard. It's either he has so many cuts that it is screwing him, or He cut so much that he missed a timing gate. Or number 3, I'm just blind, which is also fair. Nope, there he is. Pop back up. P4. So it was none of the above. This thing just missed. Oh, and over the bars he goes. Trying to the alternate line and ran into the yep. Whatever that's called. I know the name of it. I just forgetting the name of it. But now we have Zaire, HW, and Humbo battling here for a P, looks like 4. Be great for Humbo at 16-4. To go. Looks like KC still just a little bit in the way, but watching HW be ahead of Zaire right now. Looks like KC got another second of cuts. Froxy's still in P10. So he's like just, I mean, he's about 10 seconds back from these guys, maybe almost 15. As Humbo on timing and scoring is ahead of both of these guys, so like I said, a solid P4 if he could hang on and be close to these guys by the end of this. As I was trying to get past HW on track at least, who has 4 seconds of cuts. I think Humbo's fallen too far back to be ahead of Zaire now. Oh, but HW down right in front of him. Somehow does not go down. Humbo barely... He runs into him, but does not go down himself. So still AP5 for Humbo. I'm going to go back a bit. You see, it looks like Valentine in the P8. Looks like AJ has him because of cuts, so he's P7. Ethan, P9. P10 for Brad and P11 for Froxy here. So your Moto 1 winner and your defending champion are battling for 10th when Froxy, like I said, won the first Moto and Brad got around 6th, I think. That's what it looks like. And it looks like KFC is still ahead of LV. It looks like a battle, but there isn't much of one because of KFC's 4 seconds of cuts. So realistically, he's 5 seconds up the road of LV right now. So here's LV, and you see KFC all the way up there. So it isn't much of a battle. It's more of a timing battle than anything. We'll watch LV for a little bit. Yeah. It'll like switch them back and forth because I don't know. I don't know why it does that, but yeah, it'll do that occasionally. Because you see how, yeah, he's right on him right now, so he'll probably cross the line and be by him, and then by the next timing gate, KC will be ahead of him. So. But this is technically a battle for the lead with 5 minutes to go. He just has to get close. Which we'll see. I think he might be close enough this time over with 5 minutes and 2 laps to go. Over the finish line, and yes, he is. He's got a 6 seconds in the clear. So I'm keeping an eye on any timing and scoring because it doesn't look like there's much battles. I mean, there's the one for 10th between Brad and Froxy and Waffles, or Waffle Slayer. But I mean, it's also for like 10th. So Froxy's gonna pull Juju. Well, no, it's gonna be a 111 instead of a 211, but we're close to pulling a Juju. And just like that. Looks like LV is back behind him, even though KFC got another second of cuts added. So getting close to lapping into points. And also don't know what happened, but whenever the new update came around, for some reason my textures are a little wonky when I'm not facing him head on. I don't know if that's always been a thing and I'm just too blind to not notice or not care, but see, if it's something I can fix, I would definitely be trying. So they're lapping dark here, and it looks like Plix. Oh, he dropped down to the 250 class. Was racing the 450 class, and then no, he got a lot of complaints out of people as being a bad lapper. So there's that. And KFC. Oh my God, they're both dead together. KFC was dead after that landing, and then LV, I guess, landed on him, had nowhere to go. But LV, I mean, he's within 5 seconds, so he'll still have, the lead. Oh my God, it's up to 7 seconds. Yeah, he's definitely within 7 seconds. He's only 3 seconds back because of that 4-second gap. So LV's still looking good for the overall. And then I'm pretty sure KFC will get P2 because he only finished 2 positions behind Murda, so it was only 2 points because he got 7th compared to Murda's 5th. Unless Dennis got him at the end because my thing shows them around the same time. So we'll see. To double check. We're going to double check on MyMXP anyways because we'll have to look at the 450 overalls. We didn't get to look. But for sure LV will have this, and it's a fight between Murda and KFC for P2 overall. I think with either a 5-3. Oh, and it actually looks like Zaire got Murda, so we won't have to do any math anyways. My God, those are lappers. Holy shit. There's Zaire. And then there's HW. And then there's Murda right ahead of Humbo. So Humbo's looking at a P4 here if he can get by Murda. You see Brad on the left-hand side moving up. He's up to 7th now. I don't know if I talked about it, but me and Thomas are in the works on this leaderboard to try and get a red plate going. But Humbo down the inside. That's the pass for P4 there. And makes the move. Look at Humbo go. I think I've only seen him race maybe a couple. But he is fighting with your 250 West champ right now. And he's past him. And into P4 he goes. See if he could close in enough. Got to be within a second of Zaire to get that P3. But still a 16.4 on the day. What is the fastest lap time? I thought I had it. Oh, I guess the thing isn't on there. I don't know, honestly. Here, I got you. Fastest lap. Can I? Fuck. Oh my God, I gotta do it through. Okay, I gotta do it through OBS. Alright. Gonna click LV. I'm gonna go to you. Alright. Let me do it through OBS real quick. See his fastest time. And he's gone. Well, that happened. We did just lose LV. So I'm going to have you hold off on that lap time check because don't know what just happened, but he just disappeared. Thought it was just him going out of sync for a second and then coming back in. Maybe internet, maybe game crash. But he is now dropping, so it looks like it's going to be a KFC with a 7-1 is going to win the overall somehow. Saying how that works. And then it's going to be a lot of math to try to do this. So we're going to see if LV will rejoin or if it was a game crash that ended up costing him. Well, I still think and there goes KC. I still think the 7-1 of KFC is going to beat Froxy's 1-9. So it's all about how far up Froxy can get. If he can get past 7th, Froxy's going to somehow win this thing. But he has to catch up and pass Brad. So it is 2 laps to go here. I didn't know it's been a year since I've been affiliate. Well, crazy work on that. Started last year for Sim. Unless it's just using that for everybody. Because I know Kellen had that eventually. Yeah, I guess so. But we're keeping an eye on KFC here. And just keep an eye on that timing and scoring for Froxy. If he could get up to Waffle Slayer, he'd be tied. Oh, there it is, up to 8. So he's be tied with KFC on the points lead. So see him. So we're gonna go up and watch Froxy, see how high up he could get. If he can get up to, as you see, HW and Zyre battling, but Zyre has HW because of the 8 seconds of cuts. And then you see there's Mater, and then you see Humbo. Saw P4 here. Gains 2 seconds. He might have a shot at HW. There's some lappers. Then you see Brad. He's up to 5th now. Murda fell all the way down to P6, which I think he's going to lose to Brad on the end of this. Then you got Aaron and Froxy. Aaron has 2 more seconds than Froxy, so these 2 battling. It might hold up Froxy. So Froxy's now ahead of Aaron. We'll see how high up he can go. If he said he gets Waffle Slayer, or he's just Waffles on the leaderboard right now, but if he gets him, he will be tied with KFC with the points lead going into next week. If he could catch up and get Murda, then he will have the points lead all to himself with a 1-6. But final lap here. We'll see how high up Froxy can get. Oh yeah, that's for sure. I'm telling you, man, doing that on race day is always the worst. Froxy just up ahead. You see, there's Murda and there's Waffle Slayer, so it is within reach, but it's the last lap for Froxy if he could get it done. And there is Herfy. He is a lap down, so that is not getting position for Froxy. See Aaron looking down the inside. Froxy going for the double. Who does not get the legs. Got to go look at. So there's Plix. You see Dark. Then you see Murda, Waffle Slayer, Froxy. I'm going to go look and see if KFC's close to the finish line real quick, and then I'm going to go back to those guys, keep an eye on them. There. Nope, there's HW. There's Nico, and KFC's about to lap. Nico's in 10th. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm going to go back to Froxy, see if he can catch up to Waffle Slayer to tie and get Murda for the win. But KFC is going to bring it on home and get a moto victory in moto number 2 at round number 1 and possibly have the points lead. He's for sure going to have a chance at it. But right now, he is your overall winner. We'll see if Froxy can put an end to it, but we got to see if he can catch up. We see Froxy right there. He's one of the lone Husqvarnas. There's Plix, and And then just up ahead, you see Murda. I think Waffle Slayer might have got past, but I could be wrong. Okay, we're going to go on through here. There's Murda. There's Dark. There's Plix. Aaron, Froxy. Froxy is in 7th. He is tied with KFC for the overall victory here. Takes a spot away from Aaron. There's Plix. Looks like Murda is too far ahead unless he goes down. Got to keep an eye on Murda here. He is not, but Froxy is going to hold on to P7. Makes the charge from no man's land and somehow is going to hold on to tie for the overall. But he's going to be second by the end of the day because of the worst second moto finish. So KFC is going to win the overall, but him and Froxy are tied for the points lead heading into round number 2. HW had a 9-2. I think he's going to get second overall. Oh my god, what is that math? Oh my god. I'm going to wait for math because I know KFC and Froxy are tied for first. And everyone else just is too inconsistent for me to do math off the top of my head. I probably could, but I'm lazy and I know Ryan will probably upload it soon, so. Oh, let me do math. So Brad will beat Murda because they swap places. LV lets this thing get really interesting with his game telling him to fuck off. Damn, Officer ended up 12th. Damn. Just said, yep, LV dropped and LV retired, so his game died on him. All right, let me pull up my MXB. So, ping pong. I know for 250s, KFC won and Froxy tied him, but with that 7th in the second moto, he got second overall. Cause a 7-1 won the race, 1-7 P2, and then P3 I think is HW with the 9-2. Cause oh fuck, what's a 5-5? Oh my god. 25, 23, 21. Nope. 25, 22, 20, 18, 17. 17 plus 17. I think so, yeah. Fuck, what is 17 plus 17? No, what is 17 plus 16? Fuck me, it's 20, 40, nope, 33. 33 over a 22 plus 15, 14, 13. 35. So yeah, HW gets third. Holy fuck, math is hard. So KFC, Froxy, HW, and then I'm pretty sure Brad and Murda were going to tie for 4th and 5th. Holy fuck. My god. Um Yeah, that's what I figured. This game crashed. But you had to buy them out because a 7-1 from KFC won it after your game crashed, and you would have been either 4-2 or 4-1, so you would have won by at least 3 points or something, probably more, 3 to 6 points. Crazy. Oh, I don't. I have. That's too much math for me, honestly, dude. I've only had my game actually ever crash loading into a server, and that's it. I don't think I've ever had a crash normally. This dude, K-Mac, posted his gear and bike when we were halfway into the second motos. What a god. But yeah, whenever Ryan gets them posted on my MXP, I'll show you Humbo. But Moto KFC won Moto 2. Him and Froxy flipped Moto scores, and Moto 1 was Froxy. Him and Froxy flopped Moto scores, 7-1 for KFC, 1-7 for Froxy, so they're tied going this week. Unless I don't know, I think unless KFC got beat in the last second. If I left too early last time. Damn, so it was almost a podium, almost 14-3. Crazy work. Or 16-3. I don't think that would have put you on podium because I think the 9-2 from what's his nuts HW. I'm trying to figure out who won 4Ts. Yeah, LV's game crashed. He would have had it easy, but game said fuck you. Oh, unfortunate for TJ because his game crashed Moto 1. I will I'll try to get him up there whenever I damn. God, Brian. Hurry up, Brian. Hurry up. Upload the shit. It's already been over 2 hours. Yeah, that's why I downloaded my stuff like 2 hours before, and then just wait for password. Um, just try closing it and reopening it because it's not loading too bad for me now that I have it up. So. Yeah. I mean, I also have pretty fast internet, so I don't know if that helps any, but is that to add to it for me? Um, give it like I'll give it like another minute. If they're not up by then I'll just call it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I still am. Let me go to this screen so there's at least some like music for you guys or something. All right. Well, I could tell you this from at least Lynn's stream. It looks like it will be a Cam P1, a Lynn's P2, and maybe Neon or Trojan for P3. That's what I'm gonna call it. I will for sure show it off next stream. So is that, but I'll give it one last refresh just to double check. If it's not up, then I'll just call it. They're not. So, oh, never mind. They are. Oh my god. Oh, 250 is. So, let's see the 250 overall standings. Yep. Oh. All right, so here's the 250 standings. KFC like with that and Froxy tied. Oh, you can't really. There, and then you can see the points. KFC and Froxy, P1 tied on 40 points. Aaron P3 with 36, 35 for HW. Brad and Murda tied for P5 at 33. George Kirk 32 at 7. 31 for Zaire in 8th. Humbo 24 points for 9th. Ethan 20 for 10th. So that is your top 10. Now I'm gonna go back to that. We're gonna refresh. And then 450s aren't up. So, but yeah, like I said, just looking like Cam, Lynn's, Trojan, or Neon. So that is it. I'm gonna call it. It has been 2 hours and 20 minutes of this stream. So we only got 2 motos out of it. Hell yeah. But until then, I'll see you guys all next week for round number 2 at Hangtown. Same time. We should be at about I don't know how to convert it to EU time, but 3:30 Eastern. That's when the stream should be up. So till then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sound.